Okay, so today we're diving into something pretty interesting. I think
Yeah.
it's Elon Musk.
Right. Okay.
Big name in the news always.
Always something going on there for sure.
And especially recently there's been this talk about him maybe being a national security risk.
Yeah, I saw that New York Times op-ed.
Yeah, that was a pretty big piece.
Pretty strong words too from Lieutenant General Honoré.
A former US Army general.
Exactly, and he's not mincing words about Musk and China.
No, not at all.
Like it's one thing to do business in China, lots of companies do, but Musk's ties go way deeper.
Right, and that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating to me. You've got these massive companies like Tesla
Oh yeah, Tesla's huge.
and their Shanghai factory that's producing more than half their cars globally now.
Yeah, and that factory, it's there because of a $1.4 billion loan from Chinese government banks. I mean,
Wow.
that's a serious commitment, and it gives China some serious leverage.
So then the question becomes, how much influence does China have over Musk?
Right, because Chinese law lets the Communist Party demand intelligence from companies operating there, so
Oh, wow. So they could just ask for information and Tesla would have to hand it over?
potentially, yeah, it's a big concern, especially with Tesla's technology and data.
And then you add in the whole SpaceX angle and it gets even more complicated.
Oh, absolutely. SpaceX is basically the gateway to space for the U.S. right now.
Right. They've got that near monopoly on rocket launches.
And Honoré is really worried that China could exploit that connection to get their hands on classified information.
I mean, that sounds like something out of a movie.
It does, but the threat is real, and it's why both Musk and SpaceX are already under federal investigation.
Yeah. For those undisclosed meetings with foreign leaders.
Right, potential national security violations.
Okay, so we've got Tesla, we've got SpaceX.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, you throw in Musk's relationship with President Trump.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other layer of this whole thing.
Because they're pretty close, right?
It's definitely raised eyebrows in Washington. Their relationship has...
And there were even reports that Musk was able to kill a bipartisan spending bill just because he didn't like it.
Yeah, talk about influence.
So now he's going to be running the Department of Government Efficiency with Vivek Ramaswamy.
Wait, Ramaswamy. That's interesting because he was pretty critical of Musk's China ties.
Yeah, remember that circus monkey analogy?
Oh, yeah. He basically said that he thinks Musk would cave to pressure from China if it came down to it.
And he even said we need leaders who aren't in China's pocket.
Exactly. Although he didn't mention Musk by name in that specific instance.
Right, so you've got this potential national security risk, a tech giant with huge influence, a new government department, and two leaders who seem to have very different views on China.
It's a lot to unpack, and it raises some big questions like, will the Trump administration take these concerns seriously?
Because Honoré seems pretty skeptical given Musk's support for Trump's campaign.
Right. He basically challenged the administration to act on this issue, saying there's too much at stake to ignore it.
So let's try to sum all this up. We have Elon Musk, a brilliant entrepreneur with deep ties to China and significant influence over the Trump administration.
And those very connections are raising serious concerns about national security risks.
Which leads to the biggest question of all, is Musk's involvement in this new DOGE department a good thing for government efficiency or a potential threat because of his ties to China?
And how will this incredibly complex relationship between Musk, China, and the Trump administration play out in the future? It's a situation that's definitely worth watching closely.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder who's going to decide where the lines are drawn with all these competing interests and potential conflicts.
Because this isn't just about Musk, it's about the future of technology international relations and the balance of power in the world.
It's a question with no easy answers, and it could have major implications for all of us.
So it's something we all need to be aware of and think about, because the decisions made today could shape the world we live in tomorrow.
It's a lot to think about for sure.
It is, and it's a conversation that we need to keep having.
Absolutely, and that's what we're here to do, to help unpack these complex issues and explore the potential consequences so that we can all be more informed and engaged citizens.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, knowledge is power, and the more we understand about these issues, the better equipped we'll be to navigate the challenges ahead.
Well said. And on that note, I think we'll wrap it up for today.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the world of Elon Musk and the complex questions surrounding his companies, his connections, and his potential impact on national security.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
Until next time, keep asking those tough questions and stay curious,
Yeah.
because that's what keeps us learning and growing.
And that's what's going to help us create a better future for everyone.
And that's what's going to help us create a better future for everyone.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.